the legendary dessert wine region of Sauternes. If you're not familiar with Sauternes wines, these are sweet white wines that are crafted for aging. But what's really shocking about Sauternes is that this wine is made from rotten grapes. Yes, you heard me right. Botrytis cinerea, or as many call it, the noble rot. The winemakers keep the grapes on the trees way past their ripening prime, all the way until the grapes develop a fungus. This fungus shrivels the grapes and spikes the sugar concentration in the juice. And that's what allows the winemakers to produce one of the most known dessert wines in the world. Now, I've heard about this wine many times, but this is my first time actually visiting the Sauternes region and visiting a Sauternes winery. And for this experience, I have to say thank you to my client Bordeaux Wine Vacations, as I'm capturing content for their social media. Let's not waste any more time and get to our first winery. Château Sigalas Rabaud's story begins in the 17th century, on a prized hillside in Beaume, where local magistrate families cultivated vines long before Sauternes became famous. This south-facing gravel rise, bathed in sunlight and overlooking the misty Ciron Valley, has been known for centuries as one of the most naturally gifted sites in the region. But greatness here didn't come easily. Over the years, the estate was split, leased out, sold into pieces. It's a miracle anything survived. In the late 19th century, that instability reached its climax when the original Rabaud estate was carved up. One of the buyers, Henry de Sigalas, purchased the best slope, the very heart of the vineyard, and stamped his name on it, creating Château Sigalas Rabaud. And he didn't buy the largest piece. He bought the one that truly mattered. That decision is the reason this tiny domain survived while the others disappeared. Despite its modest size, Sigalas Rabaud was rated Premier Grand Cru Class A in 1855, and today it remains the smallest of all the first groves in Sauternes, barely 14 hectares, with only about half actually producing the grand wine. Its scale is microscopic, but that's exactly why the wine is so distinctive. Every grape is handpicked individually, one by one, pass after pass. Only the botrytized berries make the cut. This is probably the best welcome I have ever had in this experience with visiting wineries. The responsible person showed me around, showed me all of the places where I can take photos. She gave me a bottle of a premium Sauternes wine from 2011. She said that I can use this glass for photos and I can, of course, taste the wine. Not gonna lie, the first time in my life I try Sauternes, and not any Sauternes. It's a Grand Cru Class A Premier Sauternes from 2011. Let's get going, I'm excited. It smells so nice. This tastes truly and absolutely beautiful. I did not expect this, to be honest, because I'm not a fan of sweet wines. I was not a fan of sweet wines. This glass is changing my life. Oh my God, that is beautiful. Unfortunately, I'll have to pour out the rest of the glass because I am driving. Believe it or not, but this is not the end here in Château Sigalas Rabaud. The winery also has super classy bed and breakfast. You can come here not only for the wine experience, you can spend your holidays here. Imagine opening your shutters in the morning and all you see in front of your eyes are infinite vineyards stretching out as far as you can see. I could easily spend a week here. Go for a morning run, do some computer work, and afterwards lounge at the swimming pool. What a life!
And here we go. We ran into problem because of the issues with the schedule. The last winery is not responding to my calls. It goes directly to voice message. And I think the guy might not be here anymore who I spoke to. So I'm still going to fly my drone. I'm going to go and take some photos. And I'm going to follow up with an email saying that I did show up a little bit later. And I had some hold-ups. And hopefully this is going to be okay. I think it should be fine. So, time to fly the drone. This is a super, super, super pretty property. One of the prettiest I know about.
Take off.
Château Smith Haut Lafitte has one of the longest timelines in Bordeaux. Its story begins in 1365 when Verrières de Bosque family planted wines on a gravel plateau called Laffite, meaning the little hill. Even back then, people understood what we still know today. Gravel is gold for wine. Heat retaining, perfectly draining, a natural gift for the wines. Then came a turning point. In the early 1700s, a Scottish wine merchant named George Smith bought the estate. He put his name on it and built the manor house that still defines the property. Long, elegant lines, symmetry, classical proportions. A true 18th century winery wrapped with stone and surrounded by the vineyards. This kind of architecture looks like it was designed for cinematic drone shots centuries before the drones existed. Over the next 200 years, the estate changed hands again and again. At one point, it belonged to a Bordeaux mayor, then to a wine negotiant firm. The winery had periods of success followed by long stretches of underperformance. The soil was exceptional, but the wines didn't always live up to it. And then everything changed in 1990. When Daniel and Florence Catiard arrived, former Olympic athletes turned entrepreneurs. And they didn't just restore the place, they rebuilt its identity from the ground up. They renovated the winery and the cellars, replanted wines where it was needed, and moved the vineyard towards organic and biodynamic practices long before it became fashionable. They even opened their own cooperage, making barrels specifically for Smith Haut Lafitte. And while the architecture kept its classical beauty above the ground, below it, they created a highly technical modern cellar with gravity float tanks, spotless fermentation rooms, long underground corridors lined with barrels. Everything built around precision. The estate now farms about 67 hectares of vineyards, producing both red and white wines. Château Smith Haut Lafitte is something truly special. It has medieval timeline, 18th century architecture, and 21st century approach to winemaking. This is why it went from an underachieving Grand Cru to one of the Pessac-Léognan's true benchmarks.
And that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. The end of a massive filming day. We got 4 wineries. Didn't succeed to do everything completely as planned. We did not get the inside of Laffite Smith. The outside, at least, is what we covered, and it's such a pretty place from outside. It's really not possible to show it through pictures and videos when you're actually there and you see the magnitude of this amazing castle. It's a completely different experience. But with us being late, at least we arrived at the time when the sun is already slowly turning golden. It's not full golden hour yet, but we got some pretty shots because of the fact that the sun is lower and the light is much softer, which is cool. So I think those are going to be the prettiest outside shots of today. We got some great stuff on the indoors and with the wine caves. It's been a very productive day. I hope that Bordeaux Wine Vacations are happy with the result. And this was probably the last winery run of this year
with Bordeaux Wine Vacations.
Even though I think it would be very useful as the vineyards are coming to a point where everything is turning golden, and that is gonna look just fantastic. And I cannot wait for other shoots that are gonna come in this golden leaf period, because it's coming. Tomorrow we're shooting, the day after tomorrow we're shooting, the day after tomorrow we're also shooting. There's gonna be plenty of stuff happening, and you can know for a fact that I'm taking you with me on this journey. Subscribe for more, because there are gonna be crazy things coming on this channel. We are gonna travel around the world, I promise you that. You will see, we are gonna go to many different places very, very soon, and I cannot be more excited about that. Oh my god, some massive traffic jams are coming along the way, so I gotta bounce. But make sure you watch the first part of this winery hunt, because we visited 2 other wineries. See you next time!